Hey guys, welcome back. I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to make this video. I've been putting off making it now for like 2 or 3 days. I don't want to make this video. I have been deliberating about even making it in the first place. I don't want to make videos like this. I want to make videos where I'm excited about Infinite, where I'm helping you guys get more excited, where we're all kind of excited together. But like, I kind of hit the point with Infinite where there's just so many little things that have been released about it that I just feel like I have to make this video, because it feels like every bit of Infinite news that we get at this point is us finding out something that's not going to be there in the game, either at all or in launch. And I kind of want to talk about it for a little bit. I don't like making videos like this. I want to make videos where like we're all excited and I'm like, oh, look at this really cool new feature, or look at this really exciting thing. Man, I can't wait to see this in the game. But just been like so many little things that mean that I've just got to make this video, right? I just feel like I have to make this video. So the kind of thesis for this video is that I feel like with Infinite, at least at the moment, it feels like most of the news we're getting about this game, not all of it, but most of it is like just telling us what isn't going to be there at launch, and it's starting to make me a bit concerned about this game's launch. So let me just run through a few things that aren't going to be there at launch. We have no Playable Elites at launch. We have no Assassinations at launch. We have no co-op campaign at launch. We have no Forge at launch. And then the thing that kind of broke the camel's back and made me make this video is, by the sounds of it, we also don't even have a progression system at launch. It really feels like the kind of motto for Infinite at this point is not at launch. Like, it's a shame, dude. And that makes me more concerned for the launch of this game, because if features that are kind of as core to the Halo experience as co-op campaign and a progression system aren't going to be there at launch, then what else isn't going to be there at launch? You know, like, what else is there that hasn't been revealed yet that won't be there at launch? It's really starting to feel that on some level with Infinite, we're kind of just repeating the mistakes of Halo 5, at least in terms of its launch. All these features that have been listed off that won't be there at launch just really starts to feel like that. So let's take a look at the one thing that kind of made me want to make this video. That is the whole progression system and XP thing. So the other day on Twitter, Unishack said, in reply to a tweet by ＩCONIC about the progression system and the battle pass, he said, playing and winning matches will be challenges, which will help players progress through the battle pass. Even though this means no per match XP at launch, you're still always progressing through challenges and therefore the battle pass. Now, before we even get to one of the biggest issues there, no match XP at all. So you don't get any XP for specifically winning a game is just insane, or rather you aren't guaranteed any XP for winning a game. It's just insane to me. And to me, that kind of confirms that there's not going to be some sort of progression system. First, before we get into this, actually, let me just explain what I mean by a progression system. So a progression system is like the military ranks in Halo 3 and Halo Reach, where you win a game and you get XP and you level up. Not skill, but just regular progression, or the SR ranks in Halo 4 and Halo 5, or the ranks in Halo MCC, right? That's a progression system. So, by the sounds of it, the only form of leveling up in Halo Infinite seems to be done by completing challenges that specifically give you Battle Pass XP. It sounds like challenges only give you Battle Pass XP. There's no like other XP to be earned from them. It's just for the Battle Pass, which to me kind of hints at the fact that there is no progression system. I mean, if you don't get any XP for completing matches and challenges only give you Battle Pass XP, if there were to be a progression system, how would you get XP for it? How would you get XP to progress through it, right? Like, it really doesn't sound to me like there is a progression system. So this leads to so many issues, longevity, replayability, but the main thing right now to me is, what happens when you finish the battle pass? Like, in games that I don't even play that much, like Cold War, for example, or when I used to play Apex, I finished the battle passes in those games with quite a lot of time left. So does that mean in Infinite, if I finish the battle pass, I just don't progress through anything anymore? That's it? Just no more progression until the next season starts, like 3 months later? Not a great system. And on the topic of the battle pass as well, the system towards like leveling it up is not good at all. I mean, the fact that you can only progress through the battle pass by doing challenges that require you to play in a very specific way, like get 15 needler kills, or get 25 headshots with a sniper, or I don't know, splatter 10 enemies with a warthog, right? That causes you to play in a very specific way, And I think that's going to have severe negative impacts on the actual gameplay in matchmaking. I mean, like I said, say there's a challenge one day for like, get 50 kills with a sniper rifle, and everyone needs to do that challenge to level up the battle pass, right? Well, you're going to get into all games, regardless of whether it's Slayer or Objective, and people are just going to be sat on that sniper rifle spawn, waiting for it, and if they don't get it, maybe they'll quit the game and find a new one so they can get it, or maybe if they do get it, they'll waste it and you won't be able to do it. It's just, it doesn't lead to a very healthy environment. It's like, for example, this might seem a bit hypocritical, but I actually really liked the fact that in Halo 3 you could unlock armor by doing achievements, and those achievements were kind of like this because they had you play in a specific way, like Mongoose Mow Down had you mow down an enemy in a Mongoose, 2 for 1 had you get a 2-for-1 with a laser, and as much as I like that, there is a very valid criticism for that to suggest that it changed the way people played the game, and not for the better, and I think that this system is going to be like that on steroids. To be honest, it kind of seems to me, given the fact that you can pay like real life money for challenge swaps in this game, a microtransaction that swaps your challenges if you don't want to do them, to me, that kind of sounds like this system has been built around encouraging the player to buy challenge swaps. I really hope not, but it does sound like that to me. They also say that it's near impossible for you to run out of daily challenges, which is a good thing, but at the same time, near impossible. That doesn't mean that it isn't impossible. So, say I do run out of challenges, right? Say you get a day off work or something, right? And you're like, you know what? I'm going to play Infinite today. I'm going to really progress with my battle pass. And you play for like quite a long time, right? Because it's your day off. You want to play some. You love an Infinite. You want to play more. And then you run out of challenges and you can't progress anymore. That's it. No more progression through the battle pass. I don't understand that. It's like some early Reach tier kind of thing. Like, I don't know if you guys remember, but like very early on in Reach, Bungie had this really, really annoying level cap in place and XP cap as well. So you could only earn like a certain amount of credits in a day and you could only progress through a certain amount of levels. And it was so frustrating. And it just seems like that again. I don't understand how this is player focused, which is what they've described this battle pass system in the past as being player focused. Like, I don't understand how this is player focused. But yeah, that's kind of all I want to say about the battle pass thing, because again, we don't really have like a ton of information about it right now to go off of. I will say that by the sounds of it, the only good thing about this battle pass is the fact that it's permanent and that once you buy it, it never disappears. That is still a great feature. But the fact that it seems to be the only progression system, and the fact that the only way to progress through it is challenges, is... I just don't think that's a good idea at all. I mean, no progression system in particular. As somebody who loves progression systems, right? I mean, I always found it so satisfying going up levels and out-leveling my friends, or having them out-level me and me have to catch up. Like, I always enjoyed that, and I was always hoping that maybe one day we'd get the Halo 3 XP system back, where it was 1 XP for a win, nothing for a loss, and -1 for a quit, and I don't know why, but a very small part of me was really hoping Infinite would do that, but no progression system at launch, by the sounds of it, no match XP at launch, and challenges only give you Battle Pass XP, so I think from that we can kind of deduce that there's no progression system. And on that topic, let me get to the second part of this video, and that is just talking about my worries and concerns about the amount of content here at launch, because to me, it's seeming like we're missing a lot of stuff. We already know that campaign co-op is going to be a feature in, was it Season 2? And then Forge is going to be coming in Season 3, right? It seems to me like this is just Halo 5 all over again, where all of the free DLC is just going to be like, oh, here's your free DLC, where we give you back content that other Halo games had at launch, right? Like, obviously Forge, I've said before, I understand that, because I think Forge is going to be insane in this game, but like, stuff like co-op campaign, I can just see it now, dude. Like, all these big updates seem like announcing the return of campaign co-op, and we're meant to get excited about a feature like that was supposed to be there on day one, that has been in every single Halo since 2001 on day one. It's been 6 years since Halo 5. They've had 6 years to come up with a sequel to Halo 5 that built off of Halo 5's pros and its cons, that built off what people loved about the game and what people didn't like about the game. And before anyone says it, I am not for 1 second saying that Halo Infinite has been in development for 6 years. We know that that is not the case at all. They had loads of engine work to do. We don't know when development started, but it hasn't been in dev for 6 years, right? But there have been 6 years for the sequel to Halo 5 to be made, and so far, like 80% of the marketing cycle for that game, 6 years on, is just telling us what features won't be there at launch. And it's just disappointing, man. The more I look at it, the more I just think that Infinite is like the exact reason people don't really like live service games, or at least the vocal minority maybe don't like them, because I think there's a lot of evidence to back up the fact that a lot of people do like live service games, because games like Apex and Fortnite and Warzone and everything like go insane. So honestly, to be honest with you, I don't think this is even going to hurt Infinite's population, to be quite honest with you. I didn't even have this in my script. I'm just kind of thought about that now. I actually don't think this is going to hurt Infinite's population, because I think so many people that are going to be trying Infinite out, that play Warzone, that play Fortnite, that play Apex and all these other games, are used to live service games right now. But the kind of framing of Infinite so far is why people don't like live service games, at least the vocal minority, because like on paper, live service games are fantastic. A game releases and then there's like a whole like massive roadmap full of content that's coming. It's a great idea, right? But it always ends up with the game launching empty or unfinished or half-baked or broken and buggy. And then that roadmap, that long-term plan of DLC, always just ends up being, oh, here's a feature that probably should have been here at launch. Oh, here's fixes to the game that probably should have been there at launch. And I really don't want Infinite to be that. I really want Infinite to just come out of the gate swinging, absolutely destroy the competition, put Halo back on the top spot, and just prove to us that, like, Halo can be king again. And my fingers are still crossed, and don't get me wrong, I'm really excited for this game still. I'm so excited for the campaign and the story. I think the foundation of the gameplay for multiplayer is pretty much as close to what I would want from a Halo game without it being exactly what I want from a Halo game, right? Like, I mean, this story, going back to the story, if you'd asked me like 3 years ago, right, after Halo Wars 2, God, 4 years, Halo Wars 2 is 4 years ago, Jesus, oh my God, okay, sorry, small existential crisis moment there. If you'd have asked me after Halo Wars 2 to make my dream Halo game, I would have made a game where you played on Zeta Halo against the Banished, and what's Halo Infinite? That, right? I'm still excited for this game, but I'm just so, at the same time, disappointed that it just seems to be repeating the mistakes of Halo 5. We're not launching with this. Oh, this is coming after launch. This won't be there. That's not here. This won't be there. I just really wish we couldn't, dude. And, like, when you look at Halo's competitors as well this season, like, initially, when they released, like, the multiplayer gameplay for the first time, everyone was like, oh, yeah, we're going to smoke COD this year. We're going to smoke Vanguard. But then you look at Vanguard, and you look at the amount of content Vanguard's launching with, right? It's launching with what sounds like quite a big campaign, right? Even if you're not by the way, if you're not a Call of Duty fan, perfectly fine with you. You don't have to like Vanguard, just hear me out on this, right? Vanguard is launching with a full campaign, granted probably no co-op, but a full campaign, a massive multiplayer with a new mode that they've just had an alpha for that, granted, looks a bit but it's a new mode, it's something fresh to play, a massive new Warzone map, and also zombies being made by Treyarch, right? And then you also look at Battlefield 2042, which, again, granted, isn't launching with a campaign, which, I'll be honest, I don't really care, because after Bad Company, who really cares about Battlefield campaigns? Not me. But, same time, it's launching with a massive, huge multiplayer. It's launching with the Portal mode as well, which allows, like, content from Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, Battlefield 1, and Battlefield 5, and maps from those games as well, to all be played within the game itself. So you can mix and match content from all these games, which is going to create like a massive toolbox of content and features to play with. And then you look at Infinite, and it's like 4v4 arena, 12v12 big team battle, and a solo-only campaign mode. And that's it, right? Like, BTB looks fantastic and all that, but I mean, I've said this a few times, I think it looks amazing and I can't wait to play it, but we had 12v12 with Warzone in Halo 5 in 2015. Big team battle has been a staple of Halo since, like, pretty much like Halo PC in 2003, right? Like, just because it wasn't there in Halo 5 doesn't mean it returning has to be this massive, huge fanfare that's like this insane new feature, right? Like, it looks great, but it's not exactly anything insane and new. I just think when you compare Infinite and its content to 2042 and Vanguard, it definitely looks on the lighter side. And again, that doesn't mean that it's gonna fail, right? I'm not saying that. I'm saying that just the actual content itself is definitely on the lighter side. And after Halo 5, I was really hoping we weren't going to do that again, but here we are. Hopefully, see, here's the thing, right? I'm hoping that 343 just haven't revealed a load of content that's going to be in the game at launch. I feel like, honestly, sometime soon, something really healthy for them to do would be to come out and be like, okay, right, here's a general view of everything that's going to be there at launch. The amount of maps, the amount of game modes, the amount of content, what you can do in campaign, all the extra features like theater and stuff like that. Here's what there is. Because right now, they're just telling us features that aren't going to be there. And we're not getting anything to counterbalance that. As well, I feel like when they tell us these things that won't be there at launch, I think it's a massive missed opportunity for them to not tell us something that's new that will be there, or maybe even returning that will be there that's great as well. So I don't know why they're not doing this thing where they go like, I'm sorry, but this feature won't be there at launch. However, there's this really cool new feature that will be there. Or like, yeah, sorry, we had to push this feature back because it needs more work. But this really cool new feature is going to be there at launch, really well polished, and you're going to love it. Like, I wish they were doing that with this game to just kind of counterbalance some of the more negative stuff they're releasing, but I guess not. Maybe they'll start doing that. Maybe they'll just start doing that soon. I don't know. I'm going to round this video out here though, because I don't, like I said at the start of the video, dude, I don't want to talk about this stuff. I want to be like excited for Infinite. I want to talk about stuff that's really hype. I want to be like, guys, look at this new feature. This looks sick. Or look at this like new returning feature that 343 have improved and made even better. This looks so cool. I want to be making videos like that, like all the time. I get so, you guys have actually mentioned it quite a lot, that like, even when I don't have a face cam on, you can hear how excited I am. And it's genuine. Like, there is so much about this game that really excites me, but at the same time, there's stuff like this that just like disheartens me about it. And I just feel like I had to make this video, just kind of give my opinions on it and then just leave it be until we hear more news about this. So yeah, that's it. So I'm going to run this one out here because I want to get to making more fun videos than this, to be honest with you. Like I said already, I didn't want to make this video, so let's just round it out. I want to give a massive thank you to Mark and the Wacky Flood for becoming new Primordials over on Patreon, and to... God damn. Right, once again, I'm not pronouncing that full name. I'm just going to call you Grooben, bro. I'm just going to call you Grooben. A massive thank you to Grooben as well for becoming a new iconic one over on Patreon. And of course, a big thank you to everyone else over there who continues to support me. I really do appreciate it. And thank you all so much for watching. Fingers crossed the next video is going to be more hype and exciting. It should be. I'm pretty sure it will be. So, yeah, thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. And I'll catch you all in the next one.